Hi everybody. Today I want to talk to you about another really important practical skill that you need to learn. And for those of you who are getting ready to move out on your own, possibly going to college for the first time this fall, or just moving out away from your parents, or even if you're a little bit younger and you're wanting to learn how to be more self-reliant, learning how to do your own laundry is really important. And it's one of those chores that a lot of people really don't like. Let me tell you what I think about it. If you leave all of your laundry and you've let it just pile up in a big pile, nasty mess of dirty clothes, and you leave it that way for a week or more, it is going to be an awful job. But if you do it every couple of nights and just do 1 or 2 loads each time, go ahead and fold everything and put it away at that point, then it's not such a big chore at all. And this is one of those things that as you reach adulthood and you want to be more self-sufficient, more independent, this is something you've got to learn how to do. Well, it's just like a lot of other things. There's a process. There's a process to learning how to do your own laundry. And so the first thing that we need to talk about is, how do you know how to wash all the different clothes? Well, I'm going to tell you that every piece of clothing has a label. Some of them, like on this shirt, are in the back. Some of them, like this shirt, are all the way on the side in the seam. And it might even be such that it's really hard to find. But once you find that label, then you will know how the manufacturer thinks it is best to launder that particular article of clothing. So a lot of people will teach you to do laundry by sorting by color. So if I were going to sort these things, these would be my darks and these would be my lights. And you would think, oh, well, I can wash this t-shirt with this blouse. But once you read the label, you will see that on this t-shirt, they recommend that you, let's see here, that you wash in warm water and that you tumble dry, okay? This one is hand wash cold and hang dry, okay? So this one needs to be washed at a different temperature and you can put it in the dryer. This one should not be put in the dryer. These two items, this one you wash in cold water and you lay it out flat to dry. This one you wash in cold water and you hang it dry. And this one, even though it says something different on the tag, because of its color, I'm always going to wash this in cold water because I want my black to stay nice and crisp. I don't want it to fade. So there are going to be different recommendations for different clothes. And that's sometimes why people don't wash until they get a whole bunch of things together, is because, well, you know, you've got to do 3 separate loads just with these clothes right here. Fortunately, today's washers will allow you to actually set a small load in a lot of cases. And also, if you have multiple people in your household, it doesn't take very long really for the laundry to really add up. So once you determine how those clothes need to be washed by reading the label, then it's time to sort based on that washing temperature. So you sort them all out. I actually have a laundry sorter. And so this is my laundry sorter, and it actually helps keep us really organized. We bring our clothes in here every day and we sort them as we bring them in. And then they're right here by the washer and dryer, and we're ready to wash them and they're already pre-sorted. So, for example, maybe you dropped ketchup or mustard on your shirt. You probably want to pre-treat those. Most laundry detergent does a pretty good job, but it's not going to get those stains out. So you're going to want to spray that with some sort of a stain pre-treatment before you wash them, okay? If you have any questions about the kind of stain that you have, there are lots of resources out there to help you with how to get certain things out of certain fabrics, how to get certain types of stains out of fabric as well. Then you're going to put your laundry for that load into your washing machine. My washing machine is a front loader. Others are top loaders. And so depending on the type of machine that you have, you want to choose a different amount of clothes to go in there. You definitely do not want to overload your machine. Your machine will not do as good a job if you put too many clothes in at one time. You want the water and the detergent to be able to mix around your clothing as it washes. And so you don't want to overload it. You don't want to make it too full. And you think, well, I don't want to do all these loads of laundry. Well, you're going to end up rewashing a lot of stuff or not being happy with how it comes out if you overload your machine. And then depending on what you're washing, you're going to have different settings on your washing machine. This is my washing machine, and these are my settings. So here you have an idea about what kind of setting you want to put things on. You have a permanent press here, cotton or normal here. This is usually a warm wash with a cold rinse. And over here you have delicates. Delicates are usually cold in both wash and rinse. This is where I put my detergent, my bleach, and my fabric softener, and they're all labeled. My machine is also what's considered high efficiency. See this symbol right here that says HE? So you want to be sure that whatever detergent you're using is also labeled HE. And this one says for all machines, including HE or high efficiency. This is my dryer. And again, I may have slightly different settings than you do, but this will help you choose what setting you want to put the dryer on. Some of these have hotter temperatures than others for drying. And then the other thing that you want to make sure before you start your dryer is you want to be sure to check this bad boy. This is your lint trap. And you can see this one, I just got finished with a load and it definitely needs to be cleaned. This is not only important for your dryer to work right, but it's also a big safety issue. You want to make sure that lint trap is clean before you start your dryer, or you could accidentally start a fire. Washing machine. So I actually have a whole range of settings on my machine, and I can make adjustments. I can add steam. I can change my wash temperature. I can change my rinse temperature. They're all kind. I can add a stain cycle if I have some really dirty clothes. And so there are all kinds of different settings on your machine that you're going to want to pay attention to. For the most part, you want to go with the coolest temperature that you can for whatever your label says. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, it saves energy. And number two, it's not as hard on your clothing. So once you get your clothes out of the washer, my dryer sits right beside my washer, and I just move everything over to my dryer. Except I have a lot of clothes that I don't dry. This shirt, for example, even though it's white, I'm going to wash this in cold water because that's what my label says. I'm also going to hang it dry. This shirt is not going to go in the dryer. I'm going to hang it dry. And this shirt isn't going to go in the dryer. I'm going to lay it flat. So what happens if you put something in the dryer that shouldn't go in the dryer? If it's a sweater, it might shrink. And if it does, if you're careful, you can actually get that back to its normal size. There's another process for that. But if you don't, it's going to shrink, and then you're not going to be able to wear it. Okay? There are other things that happen. Maybe the colors don't work well together. In your washing machine, for example, you're doing a load of whites and you end up with one red sock in there and everything turns pink. Don't dry it if that happens, because there's a way that you can fix that. Okay? So now you've got your clothes ready to go in the dryer. And you, again, are going to have different settings. So for anything that is what I would consider a delicate that goes in the dryer, I'm going to actually dry less and on a cooler temperature than jeans or just regular 4-H t-shirts, for example. So again, you're going to want to watch the temperatures. And if you have any questions about that, whoever the manufacturer is on your washer and dryer will have suggestions about the type of clothing, or your setting might even tell you where you want to put that, okay? And then my advice is, as soon as your clothes get done in the dryer, that you fold them and you put them away. Again, if you let that build up over time, it's going to become a chore and you're not going to like it very much. But if you actually fold it as it comes out of the dryer, put it away in your closet, then you can go on and not have to worry about that anymore. And so laundry is really something that you can start teaching to your kids when they're pretty young, and teach them how you want them to do the laundry or how you prefer. Lots of people have different ways that they prefer doing laundry. And so even children as young as 9 or 10 can learn how to help take care of laundry and take care of their own clothing. And I think that will also help us all have a little more respect and care for the clothes that we have if we have to help take care of it. So when you get ready to go away to college, you want to be sure that you know how to do this stuff. Because even though your parents are going to want to see you on the weekends when you get to come home, they're not going to want to see the pile of laundry that you bring with them. So have fun with this. It's a really important skill to learn, very practical skill to learn before you get out on your own, how to do your own laundry.